On behalf of Dr. D.Y. Patil Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Research, Pimpri, I, Dr. Shivani Desai, welcome you all for this webinar on overseas education. We are privileged to have with us Gyaneshwar Nade sir as a resource person for this session. He is a founder and director at PD Overseas Education Consultants, Pune, and he has experience in various sectors such as manufacturing industries, chartered accountant firms, and in the whole corporate world. He is managing foreign education consulting for 2 years now. With this brief introduction, I would now request Sir to please start with this session.
Okay, good morning all. Myself Gyaneshwar Nade, and today I'm going to present Study Abroad. This is an overview of today's presentation. Over the next 20 minutes, we are going to take a look at our credentials, the services that we provide, study abroad requirements, competitive exams, intakes and deadlines, education cost involved, students' work rights, and benefits of study abroad. Before we go ahead with the presentation, I want you to read these two questions. Consider this kind of quiz. The answers to these questions are hidden in the presentation. As we go along with the presentation, you will get to mark those answers. Talking about our credentials, who we are. PD Overseas Education Consultants is an authentic Indian company based in Pune, currently providing consulting services to study in UK, USA, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and many other European countries. We are tied up with over 600 universities from 5 continents, and there are more than 40,000 courses under our belt. We are authorized agent of international cultural exchange programs, and apart from this, we do USA J1 visa program of 12 months duration. We also do hotel management internships for Mauritius, Malaysia, and New Zealand. Our range of services include or are the start from education counseling. As and when student approaches, we first identify students' need, we analyze students' profile, and based on that, we provide course, country, and university selection. We apply to different universities on students' behalf, and we take active part in students' admission process. After that, we prepare student for visa interview. Now, this is the most important aspect of study abroad. Generally, study visas are granted in case the student is able to convince visa officer that he is a genuine student, he has got sufficient finances to take care of his studies, and third, he will come back to his home country after finishing studies. If the student is able to convince visa officer with these things, there is no difficulty in getting study visas. I will share with you a couple of examples or other couple of visa refusals that have taken place in the past. One of our student was asked a question by visa officer. The question was, why do you want to go to USA? And in response to this question, the student replied, I have listed 10 countries and USA is my number one destination. His visa got refused. Now, let me tell you the reason why students' visa got refused. In this statement, in this answer, when the student says that he wants to travel to 10 different countries, which means if the student is given USA visa, it is highly possible that he may not travel to any other country. USA being the number one country, being the cream country, student will try to settle permanently in USA, which means he is going to be a potential immigrant from USA. And that is the reason why students' visa got refused. In another incident, one of our students was asked a question by visa officer. The question was, how many of you are traveling together to USA? And in response to this question, the student replied, we are a group of 15 people who are traveling together. Visa officer did not bother to ask her further questions, straight away refused her visa. Now imagine a situation if my relative call me and they tell me that they are going to visit my place. They say there are 20 people who would be coming to me and they will stay with me for 1 month. Will I like that situation? Obviously no. I will immediately start making excuses. I will tell them I'm not keeping well, I am going out, some other visitors are coming to my place. I will tell them a number of excuses just to avoid them. On the other hand, if my lone relative calls me and tells me that he's going to visit my place, he says he will only stay with me for half an hour. He will not take lunch, dinner, anything. I will be more than happy to welcome such guests. Same logic applies to this interview, not just with USA, but with all the other countries as well. Student should be able to convince visa officer that he is genuine student, he has got sufficient finance, and he will come back to his home country. The other value-added services that we provide are pre-departure briefing. After getting study visa, when the students are about to board their flight to the destination country, we provide students with the information, some of the do's and don'ts that they should be aware of. We take care of travel and insurance part, and we also provide foreign currency related services. In order to take up study abroad, there are certain set of requirements that student has to fulfill. If the student is willing to go for masters, then he should be able to produce bachelor's degree. If the student is willing to go for bachelor's, then the last acceptable qualification would be 12th examination. IELTS, TOEFL, PT, any one of these exams is necessary. Work experience letter, if the student is working somewhere, then he should be able to produce work experience letter. Some universities also ask for payment slips or appointment letter as proof of employment. Transcripts and apostille may be demanded. And last document is statement of purpose, which is also called as motivation letter. Statement of purpose is nothing else but a short essay in which student writes what all he has been studying so far, why he has decided to study in that particular country, in that particular university, how the course that student has decided to study in will help him achieve his future goals, and what student is going to do after finishing studies. Basically, this letter should be well written because it plays an important role in student selection process. Talking about exams, IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System. It consists of 4 sections: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Each section has a maximum band score of 9 and student has to secure overall 6.5 band with no band less than 6. TOEFL stands for Test of English as Foreign Language. It has a maximum score of 120, out of which anything 79 plus is recommended. PT stands for Pearson Test of English and score of 50 plus is recommended. There are few universities in Australia, New Zealand and USA that accept PT score. Not all the universities will accept PT score. So generally we recommend students to either go for IELTS or TOEFL and avoid giving PT exam. Last is GRE. It stands for Graduate Record Examination. Those students, GRE has a maximum score of 340, out of which anything 300 plus is recommended. Those students who wish to pursue pharmacy related programs or engineering related programs in USA, this exam is necessary for them. GRE score is valid for a period of 5 years. I repeat, GRE score is valid for a period of 5 years. Intakes and deadlines vary from country to country. USA has got two major intakes, August and January. Canada has got two major intakes, September and January. A few institutions in Canada offer May intake as well. France has got two major intakes, those are January, February, and September, October. Ireland has got two major intakes, September and January, and few institutions in Ireland offer April intake as well. Both Australia and New Zealand have got two major intakes, those are February and July, and some government funded institutions in New Zealand offer rolling intake every month. Talking about cost involved, in order to take up study abroad, there are two major components that student has to take care of. First is tuition fee, which directly need to be deposited into university bank account, and second is living cost. Now there are few acceptable list of documents with which living cost can be shown. Those documents are balance in savings account, balance in PPF, GPF account, fixed deposits, ITR copies, education loan sanction letter. Education loan should have been taken from nationalized bank or private banks such as Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, etc. When on a study visa, students also get to work 20 hours per week during semesters and 40 hours per week during vacation. But the kind of jobs that students get are not of high quality. They may end up serving as waiter in hotels, restaurants, or they may take up housekeeping stuff in small companies. But in any case, they will earn sufficient amount of money that is necessary for them to cover their living expenses. One thing that I would like to highlight here is that at no any cost, students should violate their visa restrictions. On a study visa, students are only allowed to work 20 hours per week during semesters. If they are found working more than that, they may face severe consequences of the same, or they may even get deported back to their home countries. So it is advisable to the students that they stick to their visa guidelines. Benefits of study abroad. Apart from quality education, cutting-edge technology, high-rank universities, English-speaking country, these are the countries in which student can expect to get settled. Can you try to guess which country are they? Can students try to guess which country are they? Unmute your mic and speak if you know any of this country. Canada is there.
Ireland, Canada, USA.
USA is not there. Ireland is there. Canada is there.
Australia.
UK.
France.
No.
France.
No. France is there. France is there. Ireland is there. Canada is there. France is there.
New Zealand.
Fourth one is
New Zealand.
correct.
Germany.
Correct. Please. No. We have got all four countries. Please all mute your mic. First is Ireland, second Canada, third France, fourth one is New Zealand. If you study in Ireland for 1 year, you get 2 years of post-study work visa. If you study in Canada for 2 years, you get up to 3 years of post-study work visa. France offers 2 years of post-study work visa, and New Zealand has recently started providing flat 3 years of post-study work visa. Now, why study in UK? With the recent change in immigration policy, UK government has extended post-work visa to 2 years. Earlier, this period was of 4 months. What used to happen in short duration of 4 months, many international students did not used to find jobs and they had to leave UK. So considering this scenario, UK government extended post-study visa to 2 years from September last year. Many UK universities offer master's programs of 1 year, and the streams in which these master's programs are offered are engineering, management, pharmacy, law, hotel management, sciences, etc. etc. The other benefit of studying in UK is in UK admission is possible even without IELTS. But the condition to that is students should have scored 70 marks in their 12th English. These are some of the programs for pharmacy. University of Skövde is located in Sweden. Cohort is Masters in Biomedicine. Duration of the course is 12 months. Intake starts in August. Application deadline is 15th January. No scholarship available. Radboud University is located in Netherlands. Course offered is MSc in Biomedical Sciences. Duration of the course is 24 months. Intake starts in September. Application deadline is 1st April. No scholarship available. MSc in Pharmacology is offered by National University of Ireland, Galway. Duration of the program is 12 months. Intake starts every September. Application deadline is 1st April. No scholarship available. Basically, scholarships are provided by UK universities. Some of them I have listed here. As you can see, Queen's University Belfast, University of Greenwich, University of South Wales, and programs that are offered by these universities are respectively MSc in Pharmaceutical Analysis, MSc in Pharmaceutical Biotechnology, MSc in Pharmaceutical Chemistry. There are many other programs available for pharmacy in UK. I could only fit in some of them on a single slide. Student graduated from Appasai Birnai College of Pharmacy, Samali, got placed at National University of Ireland for September 2019 intake. His program was MSc in Neuropharmacology. Samit Kant from Maharashtra State Institute of Hotel Management got placed at Seneca College, Canada for September 2019 intake. His program was PG certificate in hospitality. Praveen Neve from Dhole Patil College of Engineering, Pune got placed at University of West of Scotland, UK for September 2020 intake, and he's currently studying MSc in project management. Let us visualize study abroad. This is how normal campus would look like. This is how normal lecture hall would look like. Canteen where students from different nationalities come together for quick chit chat. Student dormitories are very neat and clean, and they are provided to students at a very affordable prices. We are about to end this presentation, but before we do that, let us see if we have managed to find answers to these questions. First question is, for how many years GRE score is valid? Any guess?
5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
Second question, how many hours during semesters students are allowed to work?
20.
20.
20 hours.
per
20
week.
years.
20.
20 hours and 40 hours during vacation.
Correct. With this, we have come to an end of this presentation. I hope it was an informative one. If you guys have any queries, questions, please feel free to ask. Any questions?
Hello, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, some universities have
I
waived
can
off
hear you.
GRE exam due to this pandemic situation. Can you talk something about that?
Correct. Actually, I do not know these universities by heart, but definitely some universities have waive off GRE due to pandemic. It is true. Like Arizona State University, I can recall that they have waived off GRE, but not many other universities.
Okay,
I can
and
later
sir,
share this info with you. Yeah.
okay, sir. And regarding this, sir, PhD studies or PhD abroad, do they give fully funded scholarships to students?
Yeah, in USA, it is possible to receive fully funded scholarship, but with the PhD, the problem is student has to prepare this research proposal and get it approved from university supervisor. Our role is very limited to filing visa for the students.
Sir, do the universities in the UK which offer waiver are authentic?
For which, I mean, I did not understand your question.
The universities in the UK which
Hello?
offer IELTS waiver, are they authentic?
Yes, but they check whether the student is meeting other English language requirements, like whether student has secured 70 marks in their 12th English. Any other questions?
Sir, can you please name the universities which offer waiver? IELTS waiver?
For September 2020 intake, one of my student got waiver, University of Strathclyde. She was scoring 69 marks in 12th standard, so she got waiver. There will be
Does the
many other universities.
HGPA plays role for the
Sorry?
admission?
What is AGPA?
Bachelor degrees grade marks.
Normally, it should be more than 55%. They also consider less than 55%, but the overall profile of the candidate should be good.
Okay, sir.
Like they should have completed their 4 years or 3 years bachelor's degree in stipulated period. They shouldn't have active backlogs, or backlog should not be exceeding 8 to 12. Any other questions?
Students,
Thank you.
if more,
Yeah.
please ask the questions. Yes, madam, please.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Well, thank you, Mr. Janeshwar Nade, sir, for a very informative session. Thanks, you. Sir, before going for the vote of thanks by Dr. Tanaji Nangure, I would like to have this announcements. First of all, the announcement is for all the participants. Dr. Karishma Rathi has already posted the feedback link on the chat box. So you all need to fill up the feedback link today itself within like 2 hours. And after that, only the certificate will be issued to you by the end of this week. And another announcement is I would like request you all to please switch on the your videos for a group photo.
So I'll take for vote of thanks, I think, and then we'll take photos. No, is it okay?
Oh, okay, sir. No problem. Yeah.
So I'm thankful, Dhaneshwar Nadi sir, from PD Consultants for your valuable time and cooperation. I'm thankful to you as you are continuously associated with us for your number of visits to the institute and your continuous support. And hopefully you will be associated in future continuously. So thank you for your valuable time and guidance to our students. I'm thankful to
Thank you.
management
Thank
and
you.
principal of the institute for continuous support for organization of this kind of events which are helpful for the benefits of the students. I'm also thankful to the TNP team for coordinating this event and continuously engage in the process of organizing this kind of events. And thanks to all the participants, all the students for continuous participation of all the activities, uh, and in future also it is expected you should be the part of this kind of events. Thank you all. So we can now take group photographs. Yes.
Yes, sir.